Blonde IQ. Oh, we're being recorded. And hopefully we keep this PG-13 today. Tasha, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm super excited because we are launching the new Blonde IQ9 Plus. Now, I know it's been long anticipated. So for those who are excited, please give me a thumbs up in the chat. And also, who's interested in seeing some incredible transformations that I was able to create with new Blonde IQ? And I'm talking about transformations cutting through red, global bleaching, and all that. Give me a heart if you're excited to see some incredible transformations. Yay! Amazing. So I'm going to share my screen again, so bear with me. And we're going to go in talking about how incredible this product is and what the benefits are and the differences. Perfect. So Blonde IQ9 Plus, it's a calibrated anti-brass lightener. What does that mean? That means that it is a oil-based lightener. So it has an oil-based developer that's going to give you that beautiful and clean, healthy lift. That's extremely important because we want to make sure when we're lightening hair that we're going to maintain the integrity and make it beautiful and healthy. It doesn't make any sense to blonde somebody and not keep their integrity intact, because I always say if you give someone beautiful blonde hair, that doesn't matter if you don't have it healthy looking. It can be the lightest blonde possible. Yes, that's great. But it doesn't mean that it's healthy. And if it's not healthy, then give it 2 weeks and that client's walking around looking like Beetlejuice, and that's your name stamped on that hair. So what are we wanting to achieve with using Blonde IQ9 Plus? It's a beautiful and healthy lift. I love this product because it not only does it give you a faster lift, it gives you a cleaner lift. It gives you a more controlled undertone. If you notice, which I'll be mixing very, very soon, the lightener itself is very pigmented. It has a very deep violet blue pigment. So that helps with controlling those undertones. And it gives you more of an efficient neutralization. So when we're lifting, we want to make sure that we have beautifully neutralized hair. And at the end of the day, it's all about having beautiful, healthy hair. So this is the portfolio of our lightener that Redken carries right now. And Blonde IQ is right up front. And it's one of the newest and most active lighteners that I can say that I've used right now, considering the other ones that I have used before. There are other lighteners on the market. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about them, but to compare them to what I'm using with Blonde IQ9 Plus right now, it's on a whole other level. I know that there are some lighteners on the market that have that bonder inside and they offer that 9+ lift, but I can tell you that the integrity of the hair is just not matched to the same integrity that I've noticed with Redken's new Blonde IQ. So now that we see the roster and we see the different lighteners, I'm so happy to see Blonde IQ in this portfolio because now we have the master of all lighteners. I know we had Flash Lift with Bonder. I know we had Flash Lift just itself and blondicing, which blondicing is one of my favorites to use. But now having almost like a mix between Flash Lift and blonde icing together to give me that lightener that's not only powerful and nourishing, it has been such a game changer for me. Now let's move on to our advanced neutralization powerful clean lifts. So what does this mean? This means when I'm lifting, I'm getting a clean lift. I'm getting an even lift from roots to ends. I'm getting a lightener that is going to give me lift and that is going to give me neutralization. This is huge. This is what we need in the industry. And yes, we don't have a bonder inside, but guess what? Because it has a pro oxide oil base developer, that's what's going to give us that beautiful and healthy hair. All right, so going into how this lightener works, what we get out of it, what the processing time is. I know we've probably been on some webinars and we've seen all the little nitty-gritty details, and I don't want to bore you to death with it, but let's talk about what it is. It's a powder lightener. It gives you up to 9 levels of lift. The processing time is up to 50 minutes. This is basic. This is generic. We do not put it under heat. This is another very important key role that we need to know we're not doing. And what features does it have? It's dual action oil complex. What does that mean? That there's oil in the lightener and there's oil in the developer. So having that dual oil action is what's going to keep the integrity and health of your client's hair. It provides our highest lift yet. Yes, we're talking about 9+. So we're talking about 9 and above. Now, Shades of Q carries 010s, right? Which is what we need in order to give us these beautiful ultra blondes. So having that 9+ levels of lift ensures that if I'm working on a level 2, I'm going to be able to get that beautiful high lift. It's efficiently breaks down aluminum, phomelin, and neutralizes blonding. Exactly. So when we're lifting, we know that it's going to cut and break through that melanin and the pigments, and because it's violet base and blue base, it will give us that neutralization we need. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to show my beautiful face because I don't. Can you hear me now? Thank you. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Sorry. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Did you hear me from before? Was it just recent that you couldn't hear me? Okay, perfect. Amazing. So now I wanted to share with you my mannequin and go into my techniques. Now, what I'm going to do is share my screen. I'm going to put it up for 30 seconds and I'm going to show you the head form. I want you to take a screenshot of it and then I'm going to share myself back. Are we good with that? Perfect. So let me go in. I'm going to share with you my screen. We're going to go into, sorry, bear with me. There. So I'm going to give about 30 seconds. I want you to take this head form and take a shot of it. It's called my connected face frame. And the reason why I love that it's called the connected face frame is I'm going to show you how to connect your face frame and then your side mohawk pieces if you ever do some type of a technique this way. Couple more seconds, and then I'm going to show my face once again. So stop sharing. I'm not muted. That's great. Perfect. Still not muted. Wonderful. All right. So I was so excited about showing you the lightener and the color. So you can see here, oh, there it is, the tone of the lightener. So we know that it's fairly violet and blue, which is going to give us that beautiful naturalization. Now, I want to mix this and show you the consistency and not make it fall on the floor. Stuff ain't cheap. So you can see the consistency. It's almost silk-like. It reminds me of a moisturizer. So I know there's some lighteners out there, and we all like that almost icing feeling to our lighteners because we want that anchor when we're putting it in a foil or for freehanding, and we like that anchorage. So what I love about this lightener is that it gives you exactly that, but I feel that it feels more silky. It feels more like a moisturizer. I've noticed that Redken has really taken their products and tried to include them as we would like our skincare. So we have serums, we have oils. So this is almost like a moisturizer. We're adding it to our hair care, skincare line. Isn't that great? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you think that's pretty awesome. So now that I've mixed it and we see this fantastic consistency, it is so smooth, it is so silky, and it applies onto the hair so beautifully. I'm not going to bore you to death with a face frame because I feel like everyone has already seen face frames in their lives. So what I like to do is 3 back to back. baby lights right up around the hairline. I like to follow the client's hairline or the guest's hairline because I want to make sure that it works well with their hair. So when they put their hair up or leave it down or style it, it goes according to their calyx, to their hairline, and to their peaks. So with our beautiful model client here, what I'm going to do is take the first foil, and with face framing or any hairline, I like to do something called bumping out the baby lights. What that does is remove any hair that is not ready to be lightened yet and pushes that hair away so that we don't cause any breakage or any damaging. And what you do is just slightly sweep those little baby hairs, which luckily our beautiful client and model here doesn't have and never will. So you just want to bump out those little baby hairs. Let's pretend these are baby hairs. Just like so that we don't cause any breakage or damage on any hair that is not ready to be lightened yet. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to foil that section right there. I'm going to anchor the lightener down into the center. And I love to do this first before I go right into the root because I want to control where that lightener goes and how it swells. What's incredible about this lightener is that the swelling and the viscosity doesn't swell to the point where you're going to have bleeding or burn marks or line marks. So I'm going to anchor my lightener and then I'm just going to work that lightener and just sweep it right up to the root like so. Can everybody see? If you can see, give me a heart. I want you to see the viscosity. I want you to see that texture. I want you to see how this lightener is really working its way into the hair, and it just looks like silk. It looks so silky and so smooth. I'm gonna apply it. Another thing I don't like to do is swirl the ends because I don't want to cause any friction to the hair because friction will cause oxidation. That's way too quick. And then it causes the hair to start to lift unevenly. So now that I have, sorry? Oh, hi. Hi, Anne. How are you? Can everyone see my screen? Okay. So I don't know. Somebody popped up. I got nervous there, Tasha. I thought we're having another situation. Okay. Trying to keep it PG-13. So now that I applied my lightener, I haven't switched my ends. I just folded the hair up. We're going to do that 3 times consecutively. I'm not going to bore you and do it. So let's pretend there's 3. And let's pretend there's 3 on this side as well. Okay. So we have 3 back-to-back baby lights. Now, sometimes I feel when we do face frames, it almost looks like there's like this big blob in the front and it doesn't connect to the back. Like Tasha said in her webinar, Tasha Parker, if you don't follow her, do it now at Tasha Parker. She's one of my dearest friends. And on her webinar, she was talking about how the face frame now is becoming skinnier and it's more of an Ozempic hairline. I love that. I think that's great. Now we're all trying to figure out, okay, if we're doing skinnier face frames, how can we now apply this to the back, right? To the rest of the hair. We like to make sure it's all connected and cohesive. So like I said, we're going to pretend we have 3 foils here and 3 foils here. And I'm going to create a natural triangle that the hair has already made. Can everybody see that? If you can see it, give me a thumbs up. Just right here. So let's say we did 3 foils on this side and 3 foils on this side. We followed the hairline. Whoop. Let me take off this mannequin if I can. Yeah, got it. So just naturally, we've created this triangle up top, right at the, it was a triangle before she didn't want to get off. Hold on 1 second. Let me just fix it. So naturally, we've created a triangle. I'm going to show it again so that everybody understands what I'm talking about. We're pretending we have 3 foils on each side, and we've just naturally created a triangle, like so. Okay? Now, with this triangle, when we drop it, she's going to go back on. She's going to move. She twisted. That's fine. with this triangle, when this falls, we have a heavy dark barrier that's covering. It's like a dark halo covering the face frame. We don't want that. What we want is something that's going to be cohesive to what we're doing with the back. So what I like to do with this piece here is literally tip it out. So you're going to hold it perpendicular to your section. You're going to take your comb from the tip. So it's going to be a 75% tease, and you're going to just tease that down. So the hair that you've teased is going to just fall over what you've just face framed. And you're going to go ahead and apply the lightener just to where the tease ends. So don't overpaint your tease. Can everyone see that? Don't overpaint your tease. So we're going to lighten this up. We're going to apply this incredible lightener. Now, what I love about this lightener is the density. So it's dense enough that it's going to anchor the hair down, hold it in the foil, and it's not going to slip. It's not going to swell. It's not going to drip. So can everyone see that? We've just did our tip out between both sections. We want both sides from the left to the right, or even if your client has, let's say they're parting down to the side a little bit like I do, you can do this wherever that those two corners meet and put your tip out there so that you can keep that face frame cohesive, beautiful, and it's going to connect from the foils that you're going to do in your back mohawk forward, and you're going to create that beautiful and seamless blend. Now, there's one more thing I want to add, and this is one of my favorite techniques that I do for majority of my guests. What I like to do is wherever their parting is, whether it's left or right, I had a clip somewhere here. Nope. So let's say we did a mohawk section here and a mohawk section here, and we did our foils either going on a diagonal back or side to side. There are times where I end up taking a root melt or a root smudge, and I'm trying to diffuse those lines from the foils that I've placed. Now, if you know me and you follow me, you know that I usually don't do any type of root smudge or any type of root tap because I believe the power is in my technique. Now, one of my little secrets that I like to keep in my back pocket is when that happens and I know that I've created diagonal back ribbons and I want it to look more diffuse, I take a tiny slither at the top. So if you go back and reference to the head form I gave you, you'll see that there's these two little white lines at the top. These are called my sprinkle highlights. I'm literally going to take the tiniest, itty bittiest strand. I mean, the tiniest that you can possibly see. I'm going to take off this mannequin and show you once again. This stand doesn't like me today. It is extremely thin. I mean, you can see right through it, okay? So at the top, I'm going to put two of these sparkle strands, baby strands, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to tease them and push all the hair out, and it becomes even more thinner, as you can see. I'm going to put two of these up at the top. And what this is going to do, it's going to marry each side. So the left to the right and the right to the left. It doesn't matter if your guest is going to have a side part. This is a little sprinkle highlight that you can put on the crown. You can put on each side. You can put this wherever you want your sections to connect. Now, as you can tell while I'm using this lightener, that the texture of it is so smooth, it's so silky, it applies so evenly, which means you're going to get a beautiful and even lift. So my little trick for you, my little tip for you today is to add your sparkle highlights to your techniques, whether you want to place them on the parting, whether you want to place them at the crown, whether you want to place them where your hair you feel is going to disconnect. This allows for whatever section you want to connect and marry to work beautifully and cohesively together. So now that I've finished my face frame, I want to show you the results of a competitor lightener and the lightener of Blonde IQ9 Plus. I've created two sections at the back. I'm going to tip this a little bit. I've created two sections at the back. Now, with this lightener, I'm not going to say the name because I don't think I'm allowed to, but let's just say it's our competitor lightener. It has a bonder inside. It also offers 9+ levels of lift. Okay. I use the exact same developer. So this is 20 volume, 30 minutes on a mannequin head. Now, we can say that our Sally here is about a level 7. Okay. So 30 minutes, 20 volume with our competitor lightener. And these were the results I got. So this is not Blonde IQ. This is our competitor lightener. 20 vol, 30 minutes. Now I want to show you Redken's Blonde IQ9 Plus. 20 vol with 30 minutes. Are we ready for the reveal? If you're ready for the reveal, give me a thumbs up. Woo! Come on, give them to me. I want to see everyone give me a thumbs up. We've got 3. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Now, look at the difference. You can see Redken's Blonde IQ. Now, I did nothing to this. I wanted that extremely raw lift. I wanted raw lift. I wanted to see the texture. I wanted to see how it's going to feel. You can totally see how I'm going to switch my, so you could see it. Do you see the difference on the lift? You can see it here as well at the root. So this is the difference between our competitors and Blonde IQ9 Plus. We're getting beautiful lift in 30 minutes on mannequin hair. This is such a game changer. Now I'm super excited because I have a surprise for you at the end. So you must stay because I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're going to love it. Before I go in, I'm going to share my screen. I want to share my screen with you because I want to show you the results that I was able to get. These results are impeccable and they're unreal. This new lightener, I'm not going to lie, I was very concerned about what results I was going to get because there's so many lighteners out there. I feel like being in the industry for 20 years, I started off 20 years ago using Blonde Or and then L'Oreal's Platinum, and then 10 years later using Schwarzkopf's Blonde Me. So there's so many lighteners out there, and there's so many competitors out there between Oligo and everything. And how can I convince you that Redken's Blonde IQ9 Plus is going to give you the best results? This mannequin. And mannequin hair is one of the hardest hair to blonde and get like just beautiful, even results. Right? So let me show you my transformations. I'm so excited to share it with you. Give me one moment. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second. Are we ready? Oh, perfect. So right here, nope. Right here, we have my global blonding client. Now, Tiana came in and said, I'm tired of doing highlights. I no longer want to be doing them sitting in your chair. I want a global bleach. Let's see what we got. So as you can tell, our starting point was the image to the left, number 1. And as we started to lift and process, we were able to lift her to this in about 40 minutes. And I'll tell you what I did after. That was the results I received after. So these were my mixing ratios. I started with 1 to 2, 20 volume. And then because I only had 20 volume to work with, I really needed to make sure it was a little stronger. So I just upped my ratio to 1 to 1.5 with 20 volume. And I shared with you one of my favorite Redken recipes, my Shades EQ formula right at the corner bottom. Now, if you think this was amazing transformation, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to move on to the next. Are you ready? So scalp foils with gray blending. I think this is a very common canvas that we work on, right? I can tell you that behind the chair for me, this is a very common canvas. I have a client who wants to come in, have scalp foils done, and she wants gray blending. Now, can we talk about how the foils and the lightener is so close to her scalp, and we do not see not even one speckle of a bleed? I'm telling you, this lightener is incredible. So the swelling is extremely minuscule. The slippage is non-existent. It really anchors into the hair and keeps it moisturized. Are we ready for the results? This was the result. So once again, as you can tell, I had to change my mixing ratios because of the fact that I only had 20 volume at the time, and I was able to utilize what I have and still give that power of the lift. Once again, I shared with you on my left hand bottom corner, one of my favorite Redken recipes, so you can use that for yourself as well. Who's ready for another transformation? Okay, so I think this is another extremely common canvas. Somebody who's come in and has used existing color. This is a client who sat in my chair, and as you can tell on her root, she does have cover fusion. Redken's cover fusion. We're talking about a permanent cover, gray coverage color. We've done her coverage about 3 to 4 times in picture number 1. So picture number 1, she's had color over color over color. I really wanted to see if this lightener was going to break through all that pigment. So in image number 2, you can see that I got a nice clean even lift, and I'm going to show you the results. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see at her root where her face frame is, that even lift that I was able to achieve. And once again, I had to use my ratios accordingly because I only had 20 volume. And then I shared with you one of my favorite Redken recipes at the left-hand bottom corner. Now, this last transformation I threw in last night because I really wanted to show you the power of Redken's Blonde IQ9 Plus. This is a common transformation, I can say, that does not come to my chair quite often. But I had a client who was red. She really wanted to change her hair and not be red no more. Now, in this image, I used on Angie I used Cover Fusion, and I also used Shades of Q. I also used a new color that I'm not going to be sharing with you right now, but it's Shades Beep. So I really wanted to see how this lightener was going to break through permanent color, our Shades of Q demi color, and our new color. And on image number 2, you can see that I got a beautiful and clean lift. Is everybody ready? I want a drum roll for this. So I want everyone to give me hearts so I know that you are ready to see the results of this beautiful lift that I got. I'm waiting. There it is. That was the red to blonde after. This was one sitting, everybody. We had this client in my chair for 5 hours, which was quite a bit of time. However, this was done in one sitting. I gave her this beautiful blend and lift in one sitting. Look at the power of Blonde IQ9 Plus, an even lift from roots to ends. And the shine and integrity of her hair. I mean, come on. If that's not proof, then I don't know what else is. So I'm going to stop sharing. Oops. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back in because I promised everyone that I had a surprise. So not only did I talk to you about the benefits of this amazing product, I also showed you one of my favorite techniques to keep your blondes and blends and even brunettes cohesive. I showed you the results on mannequin hair between our competitor lightener and our new Redken Blonde IQ9 Plus. Now, what kind of a webinar would it be if I didn't actually show you the power of this lightener if it wasn't done on an actual person in real life? So I'm going to bring over my model. Nicole, can everyone say hi, Nicole, in the chat? Hold on, I can bump you up a little higher. Okay, sit down. Yeah, perfect. So this was Nicole. Thank you, everyone. This is my beautiful model, Nicole. Now, what I did with the sparkle highlights and keeping her sides cohesive with her Ozempic face frame and including her natural into the mix of her blend. I'm going to spin you around just gently. That's exactly what I did. I used the sparkle highlights to give her that beautiful and softened blend so that it is cohesive and blends in with her natural color. We did not root tap. We did not root melt. This is all Nicole's natural. I'm going to swing you around this side to show them. Beautiful. And that blend is beautiful. So we wanted to really maintain the brightness at the ends. And we're trying, because it's the wintertime, to keep her natural, to play that root smudge, root blend. So that's exactly what I did on Nicole. We gave her the face frame that I showed you. So 3 foils back to back, my triangle tip out and bring her head down. I gave her 2 of those sparkle foils right up top so that we can keep that blend. And lift your head up for me. I did give her a wet balayage because I wanted to give her that brightness around her face and on her ends with Blonde IQ. And can we talk about how beautiful and shiny her hair looks? Can everyone give me a thumbs up? This is the result on a real life model, my real life Barbie, on what the power of Blonde IQ is. And not only is it powerful, it works, it keeps your hair healthy, and it's exactly what we all need in the industry right now. It is a lightener that's going to give you lift, clean lift, easy lift, powerful lift, and a healthy lift. All right, thank you, Nicole. I'm gonna, yes, slide over. I am going to finish off this class by telling you that I was very apprehensive when I was using this lightener. I myself, and with being a blonding specialist, wanted to make sure that this lightener was exactly what Redken claimed it to be. And let me tell you, it's actually more. It surprised me beyond measures between global blonding, gray blending, scalp foils, using it on permanent color, and then using it on red and receiving that clean lift from roots to ends. Now, I am so excited for everybody to try this lightener. And before I step away and I say my goodbyes, I would like to also let you know that I do have a regional class coming up. It's extremely short notice, but on January, not June, I wish it was June, on January the 19th, I have a hands-on class from, it's called Blonde IQ to Shades IQ. So we're going to be getting our hands wet and dirty with Blonde IQ and also incorporating Shades IQ so you can see the beautiful results from beginning to end. So January 19th, the class is on Eventbrite. Don't forget. I would like to thank everybody for taking their Monday and sharing it with me. If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, you can send me a DM. You can let the team know. I will also be putting out some amazing results on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me at Sandra.Couto hair, I'm going to be posting some results, some befores, some afters, and my favorite Redken recipes that you can use together with Blonde IQ. I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. Thanks, hair besties. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. You guys are all the best. Let me see what they were saying in the chat. Hold on. Let me see the chats. Thank you. No complaints ever. I use it on my wavy curly hair. Yeah, right, Katie? That stuff is so good. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed it.